What are you smoking? What are you watching? Are you making excuses just to save your job? Which, by the way, is not in a good position to keep. I have no idea what Robert Saleh's rubbish coming out of his mouth has any knowledge on what he is watching when it comes to Zach Wilson. Look at these numbers. Are you blind? A 57.9 passer rating, 46.7 completion percentage. You're talking about under 50%. Are you out of your mind? Are you on drugs? You think that Zach Wilson is going to have a good career in the NFL? I've seen enough. This is the worst offense I have seen the New York Jets have in over 25 years. Some of the worst quarterback play that you ever seen. Mark Sanchez looks like a Hall of Famer to Zach Wilson.
Sam Darnold looks like a Pro Bowler compared to Zach Wilson.
Sam Darnold looks like a god. He is a ghost. This has been putrid. I can't make any more excuses for this kid. I did it for 2 years. Stepping on an NFL football field, the speed of an NFL football game, the guy has lost his marbles. I don't even know if he ever had marbles. We'll have to ask his mother's best friend. What Robert Saleh said will tell me at the end of the season that he is not the right guy for the job.
Maybe if Zach Wilson had marbles, he'd try to throw them too. I don't even know if you would want to trust him to do that at this point.
I do not believe that Robert Saleh is the future coach of this NFL team. If the Jets lose out for the rest of the season, Saleh would have a .294 winning percentage, which is 8th worst in NFL history among coaches that have coached 50-plus games. 15-51 record. And the Jets are going to keep Robert Saleh? Who kept Zach Wilson in after week 3? Who's the coach of this team? I don't want to hear Woody Johnson and Joe Douglas told him to keep him in. That's a crock of you-know-what. He coaches this team. He tells the GM, he tells ownership, he's not the guy. He's not good enough. We need to bring somebody in. Why did you pass up on Carson Wentz? Why did you pass up on Matt Ryan? I would take Matt Ryan with one arm than Zach Wilson. I think Matt Ryan holding the ball and throwing the ball with one arm would be better than Zach Wilson. Or even Matt Ryan with one leg.
Matt Ryan throwing lefty?
Whatever. Zach Wilson can't complete a pass. I think we've seen more passes to the ground than he has to a wide receiver. Maybe it's just the bright lights in New York. Maybe it's just him not understanding the playbook, that this guy is just not the real deal. And you have weapons like Garrett Wilson, who did nothing in the game. And then Breece Hall, one of the more dominant running backs in the league, and he only touches the ball 12 times because maybe Nathaniel Hackett has lost his mind. What did the Giants do good? They feed Saquon Barkley the ball over and over again. What does that do? It wears out the defenses. Why is Breece Hall only touching the ball 12 to 15 times? What are the excuses now? Breece Hall had 10 carries for 23 yards. Offensively, they're putrid. Tim Boyle was 7 for 14. Zach Wilson, 7 for 15. Boyle had no touchdowns and 1 interception. Zach Wilson had 1 touchdown and 1 interception. Thomas Moorhead was 1 for 1 with 18 yards. I'd rather him start as my quarterback. And to think that the Jets are going to win any more games is crazy to think. They're not beating Washington. They're not beating Atlanta, who's 4-6, and they've looked really bad for the last 3 games. I think Ritter is a better quarterback than any quarterback the Jets have had over the last couple of years. The fact that the Jets passed up on Carson Wentz, it is an absolute joke. I'm not saying Carson Wentz is the next big thing, and I'm not saying that he's going to win the Jets a Super Bowl, but I bet you the Jets have 6 wins right now if they had Carson Wentz. There's no way the Jets are making the playoffs. And the fact that there was a story that came out that in 2 weeks, Rodgers wants to come back to practices. Why would Aaron Rodgers want to come back right now? They don't stand a chance. What, is Rodgers going to come back and show everybody that if he's in the lineup, they can maybe win 1 or 2 games? What is that going to do for the Jets? That only hurts the Jets getting a top pick. It doesn't make sense. Why would Aaron come back, sit out for the season, get ready for next year, and the Jets will rebuild that offensive line? Aaron Rodgers is the coach of this team. Aaron Rodgers runs this team because whatever Aaron says goes, and that's why Zach Wilson won't be waived at the end of the season. He will be a part of this roster one way or another, 3rd string or no string. He knows that Zach Wilson will get on his knees and suck his you-know-what.